Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Monday, April the 18th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube number 41. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I have had an uptick in subscriptions. Yeah, subscriber subscriptions. I would like to say hello and welcome and thank you for joining me on this journey that is incredible. Um, I really appreciate you taking the time to join me. And to all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for continually to come and watch when I do post an update. It has been 3 weeks since I have posted a video. Everything is fine. I thank you to those of you who have reached out to check on me. I am fine. I've had a bit of goings on in my life, and so I needed to just step away for a little while from Flosstube, making videos and get my situation together. But I'm back today to update you on what I've been stitching on all month. I have been stitching still, and I wanted to give you a good update. So I am not drinking water tonight. I am drinking coffee. But whatever you choose to drink tonight, whether it be water or coffee or tea or wine or something harder, I don't know. Please make sure you do get your stitching and a beverage, because this could and will be a longer than normal video for me today. So I am going to just jump right in. I have not had any finishes so far this month of April. This is actually my very first video for the month, so I haven't had any finishes yet. However, I have had 3 new starts, and so we're going to just jump right in with those. The first chart that I started was a Flip It, A Year with the Charm by Lizzie Kate. And here is where I have gotten to so far. So all of my projects, I have designated 3 days this month to working on them. And so far this month, I have actually worked on this 2 days. So I started it on Saturday, May the 9th. April the 9th. And I stitched on it again on the 11th. And that is where I have gotten to. So as you can see, I have put in the flower, the watering can, and the Y in May. I did change the called for colors on this, and I am stitching this on a 28 count Jobelin in beige. And I did pull the called for colors. However, they are listed in, I did not pull the call for colors. I used the DMC conversion. And so let me show you what I converted. So on the actual chart, the watering can shows the purple for the accents, and the tulip is in pink. I flipped those colors around, so I used the purple for the tulip and the pink for the accents. The pink is also called for in the border, and I am using that pink for the border. And then the May and the kite will be stitched as it's called for. I just flipped the flower color and the accents for the watering can. And so that is where I am for May. I would like to get this finished before the end of the month so that I'll have it to possibly get it FFO'd for next month. I feel like I'm a little out of practice, so bear with me. But you know, I have to put everything back in this bag. Since I finished Positivity Rules, this is what I held Positivity Rules in, which is a birthday fundraiser for Gary, or for Ronnie, for St. Jude. And so I'm able to use it for another new project. Okay. My next new start is a designer focus piece, and it is ink circles, arranging leaves, and I am stitching this also on the 28 count beige Jobelin. It is a Witchell, and I will not be using the called for colors. So right now I am working on the outline for this. And I take that back. I am going to use the call for colors for the leaves, but for the borders, instead of using the called for, which was I'm using the DMC conversion. Instead of using 3787, I am using 3371 for my outlining. And I stitched on this for April the 10th during the Zoom. And here is where I did get to so far. So I have the first leaf filled in, and I finished the outline of the second leaf. And that is right here. So this is actually one of the easier ink circles charts with, you know, the arranging. And so I am looking to continue working on this year. So that's where I am with that. I have not posted to the hashtag yet for ink circles, but I will be doing that once I get this video uploaded, because I have been working on a couple of ink circle projects. My next finish, and this is the last finish, my next new start for this month so far, which I'm not looking to have any more new starts for the month so far, is my Big Toe Designs, and I Will Bless the Lord. I started this on this past Thursday, which was Monday, Thursday in the Christian community. And I've worked on this Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, Saturday, and I did put some work in it on Easter Sunday. And here's where I am with that. So I finished the top row of the flowers, and I put in the first row of the words, I will bless. I am not using the called for colors on this. I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton Ophelia, and I converted the colors to Classic Color Works. And for the words, I'm using black coffee. For the flowers, the purple is called Plum Paisley. The yellow is Queen Bee, and the green is Spinach. This needle miter is from Rebel Stitcher Designs also. And so that is where I'm at right now for this. I did, I've done the 4 days, so I allotted 4 days for this project, and I have gotten in that time. And so I'll be finished with it for this month. But it is easy stitching, so I'll have to see, maybe it will be a good StitchCon piece or a traveling piece. It's very easy stitching. So those were my 3 new starts for this month. And so now I'm going to move on to my WIPs. I have, and I'm not going to show it, but I have been working on my StitchCon Small. I need to have that completed so that I can get it finished in the next week or so. So my goal is to actually have it finished by Friday of this week, no later than Saturday. And so now I am going to show you on April the 1st. On April the 1st, Ronnie became, now what did I do with it? Ronnie became a United States citizen. Congratulations, Ronnie. And we all got together on that Friday night and stitched a patriotic piece for him. And I cannot seem to put my hands on mine. Okay, hold please. It was sitting right here. It was in a bag that I didn't recognize it to be in. So for Ronnie's Citizenship Day, which was April the 1st, stitched on American Spirit, which is a Fat Quarters Shop Stitch Quarterly. I can't think. And here's a picture of where it was when I picked it back up again. And here is where I'm at now. So I filled in some more of the stars, and I filled in another line for the flag. And I put on the green needle minder because of Gary and Ronnie and their green. So that's where I'm at on that. I am going to be making this a travel piece. So when I go down to, pardon me, when I go to keepsakes, or I don't know, when I just need easy stitching, I'm going to be pulling this out also, so that I can get it finished before July the 4th. And that was American Spirit. So then the next day I traveled down to Keepsakes, which was April the 2nd. And I have also determined another travel piece that I would like to get done. And it is Faith and Endurance by Lori Holt. And here's a picture of where it was when I picked it up. And here is where I'm at now. So if you recall, when I left off from this project, I had done all of the outlining for the church front. And that is why I'm making this a travel piece, because I have done all of that outline stitching, so that when I go to Keepsakes or stitching with friends via Zoom, I can just pick this up and not have to worry about counting. I can just put in those the white stitches here. So I got tired of working on the white stitches, and I do hold my threads out. And so while I was at Keepsakes, I filled in the top part of the steeple all the way down. And then since I was tired of stitching white, I worked on the part of the door. At some point, I will finish this piece of the roof. Like, that's been like that for months and months and months. So the next time I pick this up when I'm traveling, I'll make sure to put the roof in so that you'll see that it'll finally be finished. But that's where I'm at on Faith and Endurance. And this is now, I've never even thought about having a travel piece before, but a lot of the stitchers I've watched on Flosstube, you know, they have travel pieces, and I'm like, that's a great idea. I need to do that. So that way I don't have to think about what I'm going to take. It's already planned out and I can grab it and go. So now the next piece I'm going to show is for my WIPGO. It is, I believe it's number 10. Yes, it is. And that is my ink circles seasonal sun Sine. I got it this time. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So during the Zoom, I did work on this yesterday. I am now in the winter part of the sun sign. So since you've seen this last, I have brought both of the borders over. I still need to put some work into this purple border, but I am stitching them as I go along. So I need to put some more work into this purple border. And I have started with the winter sky, and this is the winter ground, and I put in the part of the sun. So in this picture here, in this part of the piece, I will be using beads to fill in the middle of this sun, and I'll do that for all 4 of the seasons. So I still need to fill in with the blue all the way down, and I am right at the end of the first page here, so I'll just keep moving forward. I will be working on this again this coming Sunday. So I have to get in some more white stitches over here and down here once I get the sun part finished. I started this piece, I think last year. I need to go back through older notes that I have. I wish I had not have cut this fabric the way that I did, because it does make it difficult since I'm stitching it from the left to the right. It makes it difficult for me to keep it or put it in a Q snap or anything, because I cut it to what the length and the width was. So I know going forward I won't do that again. But that is my seasonal sun sign. And Ink Circles is April's Garon Designer Focus for April. So for my magazine monthly challenge, the acrostic is bookmark. So for the A in bookmark, for the O in bookmark, I picked up Octopus Biscornu. And I am really having a difficult time with this chart. But here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where it is now. So I have mostly finished the very first octopus that I started with. I don't know if it is the fabric or what. But I think I'm gonna try to work on it a little bit more on this fabric. The fabric is, I didn't tell you what the fabric was for so the fabric for Octopus Biscornu is Morning Glory by Fortnight Fabrics. It is a 16 count. And I'm using the call for DMC threads for Octopus Biscornu. For Seasonal Sun Sign, it is on a 16 count Charles Craft Ada, and I'm using the called for DMC for that. I just didn't tell you anything, did I? For Faith and Endurance, I am using 28 count Harvest Moon by Color and Cotton with the called for DMCs. Okay, I think I'm caught up now on at least the fabric and the threads. For American Spirit, I am also using a Color and Cotton, and I am using the called for DMCs for that also. So back to Octopus Biscornu. This is giving me the blues. And I don't really know why. I think one of the issues is that there's been so much time lapse between me working on this that I lose my place. And then I have to count and count and count to figure out where I am. So I am going to continue stitching on it for one more time to see if I can get it to a good place. Otherwise, I won't have an Octopus Biscornu. I will just have an octopus. And then I will have to start it over again, because I don't want to keep fumbling around with this at all. At this point, I need to be working on projects that bring me joy. And if it's not bringing me joy, then I'm not going to be working on it. And as much as I would love to have this for my living slash living slash sewing room, I'm not going to be bothered with trying to figure out where I'm at and keep going. So I believe what I need to do is probably restart it again, but I'm going to move and see if I can figure out where I'm at. Because he's so cute. Like once I put his little mouth on where he's smiling and do all of that back stitching, like it'll really pop. And so in my head, I keep thinking, well, maybe I just need to wait until I get to the back stitching part and then it'll all come together for me. So I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out, because if it's not bringing me joy, I don't have time. So that was my O for my first O in Bookmark, which is the acrostic for Magazine Monthly Challenge. My second O is Wee Ones by Heart and Hand. And it is the Quilting Bird. And here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where I'm at now. So as you can see, I did get his legs all the way in, and I have started the boxes, pardon me, for the word quilting. I am not for sure, but somewhere within this area for something, I am off. But I am at a good place where I'm just going to bring over this top line and bring it down, and I will still leave, because if you can see right here, there is a little gap where his beak comes in to break that box up, and I'll just leave the gap if the beak, because my beak is back further. I don't know what I did, but I'm too far ahead, too far gone to try to rip it out, find it, and all of that. And then I'm going to continue to bring this down so that I can start putting the little motifs in there. I do not have the buttons. It didn't come with buttons. She gives a suggestion for the buttons. I do know that at Keepsakes, they have a jar full of buttons. And so one of these days when I go down, I'm going to just start going through their buttons and see if I can find 2 matches. I am stitching Quilting Bird. And of course, no. Oh, you know what? Because this is one of the first pieces that I started at StitchCon when I was learning how to stitch over 2. So Lynn actually gifted me this fabric, and I am using the called for DMC with the exception of the cocoa bean. And I changed the colors of his vest, or I'm going to say his quilt on the top of his back. I changed the color from red to purple on that one section. I also changed the border color. It calls for a green, and when I was stitching, when I started learning how to stitch over 2, I had black in my needle, and that's what I went with. But I think it'll be fine. There's a lot of black in the other motifs, you know, like the sewing machine is black. So it'll be fine. It's fine. We're all fine. It's great. So that's my Quilting Bird, Wee One. And that's the second O in Bookmark. And And the last letter that I worked on for the acrostic is Kaleidoscope by Holt. And here's what now I could have promised. Okay, let me take this out. I'm sorry, I didn't want to. So here's a picture of what the finished piece will look like. And here is a picture of what it looked like when I last worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I completed this motif here, the entire motif, the negative with the negative space down here, and I started on the next motif here. I only worked on this for one day, so I still have 2 more days to work on it. But that's where I am. I am stitching this on an 18 count white Ada by Charles Craft. And I am doing the beach theme. And the beach theme DMC colors, oh, I have it right here, are 930, 993, and 597. And so that is Kaleidoscope by Holt. And that is all of the acrostic. Right, because my new start, I will bless the Lord, was B for book in the bookmark. I had the wee one and the Octopus Biscornu. Oh, I have another that I didn't write down on my list. Didn't even think about it because I fooled around and didn't write it on my in my notes. So my next project is 3 Little Words by Lizzie Kate, and I used Kate, K, as the K in bookmark. It's the first K. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. And as you can see, I finished all of the thoughts. And I have this much, not even an inch left. So everything on this end, forgive the flower thoughts, and even the borders here line up with that T. So I will have just enough to finish this. I was stitching that T and praying like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I literally had to take it out of the hoop that I had it in order to stitch it. That's how close it was. So this was started for Christine Stitch All the Things. We were doing Wellness Wednesdays, and I started this one. It is the 3rd start that I've had in this series. I have all the charts for this series. But I was just praying that I would have enough. And so it will literally, like, I'm going to have to really, I'm going to have somebody else finish it so I can make sure that it's not all cut off and everything. So that's where I'm at on forgive, move on. And that is my K, the first K in bookmark. Kaleidoscope is the second K. Sorry, I'm writing a note so that I'll remember to put it in the description box. Okay, so now I have all of my magazine monthly acrostics talked about. I made a change for a stitch for sweet freedom. Like, get it together, woman. And I picked up another day to stitch on that project because it's important for me to have it done before Juneteenth. So I've also picked up the day of the week, the 6th day of the week. So the 6th ties into June, and then I also stitch on it on the 19th of the month. So now I have 2 days in which I stitch on it. And here is what the chart looks like. And here is a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I'm at now. So on the 6th, that was on a Wednesday, and I worked on it in the morning. And so I came down and finished Being Kind, 2 more, and I made it to the D. So now I am below, I'm on the next page. I'm on page number 2 now with the words. Now that I'm on page number 2 with the words, I'm going to now start working on her skirt and the words at the same time, because it is the end. It's the end of April, and May is a busy month, and of course June. I want this done by Juneteenth. And so I will be putting a lot of work in her. I do need to make one correction up at the very top. This spool is out of place, and so I need to fix that. But here's where she's at. I'm very happy with her. And I will have her done before, on, or by June the 19th. Okay. So now I need to, so the theme for the monthly magazine challenge group is literature. And so I went out on a limb and picked a chart with all words for my literature. I did this kind of out of order, I think. And the chart I chose was Stitchograph, which was a purchase from Fat Quarter Shop for World Cross Stitch Day in 2021. And here's a picture of where it was when I picked it up this month. And here is where I am now. So I had finished hoop. I have now finished floss, stitchers, gonna, and the cloth and the arrow, which are up here. So I have only put in 2 days on this chart. So I'll be putting in one more day on it. So hopefully I can get this whole, the chart, you know, hopefully I can get this section completed before I put it down for the month. I'm not for sure because these are my morning stitches before I start work. I have been working a lot, and so the smaller projects have actually gotten more attention because it doesn't take as much for me to work on them. Go on, Albert. So that was Stitchograph, which is the theme for my magazine monthly challenge. I showed a stitch for Sweet Freedom. My next project I'm going to show is my WIPGO project, and it is number 7. And my number 7 this month is Mouth of the Flower. No. And here is a picture of what it will look like. And here's a picture of what it looked like when I picked it up this month. And here is where I am now. So I managed to finish the very first stem coming off of the first flower down by his name. So let me pull that chart back out so I can show you exactly where I am. I will be working on this some more. So I have finished this stem right here. So this stem actually is connected to either the leaf or the flower bud. Oh, I hope I didn't show that. This pattern drives me nuts because it's actually on the back. And I am stitching this on the called for fabric. It is a 32 count Weeks Dye Works in Sanguine. And I am using the called for DMC colors. And I really enjoyed stitching that first part of it. So I will continue working on it. It is a nice stitch. I need to really get in quite a bit more work on it. But this is the first time this month that it has been called. This is the first it has been called on my WIPGO board. It is on my WIPGO board 4 times, so it will get a great deal of more work and progress on it. So I'm really happy about the way that I set up my WIPGO board this year, because those larger projects are getting some work put in on them. So now my last WIP for this time is, of course, my temperature butterfly. And this is what my temperature butterfly will look like. And here, I did not take before. I did not take before and after pictures of it. So here's where I am now. I did finish the March butterfly, and I wrote down some statistics. The lowest high for the month of March was 16 degrees, and that is this purple here. And that was on the 13th of the month. And the highest high was 78 degrees, and that was on the 30th, which is here. I have put in, let me see if I can scroll this up. So I have put in part of April, so I'll need to come back in and finish filling in, and I need to also put in the okay, my bar is not, I'm scrolling backwards, and so okay, there we go. And so I need to come back in and put in the rest of the segments. I've just been working on them as I have been going through during my days. April has not been very warm at all, so I'll be back onto my cooler shades. Not back down to the purples, but it'll definitely be in the 40s for the most of the month. And so that's where I am on my temperature butterflies. I love this piece. And I am glad that I am working on it. You know, as long as I keep the data, I can continue working on this off and on. And I am also keeping track so that I can make sure to keep the data so that I'll know and be able to give you the statistics. I am stitching that on a 28 count Stitch Me. And I know what it is because I wrote it down. And I am using, for the colors, I'm using Sulky, 1 strand. And for the segments and the outlining, I am using the called for DMC 8-799. Like duh. Like I got 3 strands of it. There are 3 packs of it in my bag. So, and the fabric name. Oh, you know what? What did I do with that card? Okay, I can't find it, but I'll it's a Stitch Me fabric, and it is, I've said it every month, I can't even think. Anyway, it's a great fabric. So okay, so those were all of my WIPs that I've worked on since April the 1st. It's 11 in total. So I am going to move on to announcements because it's very important to me to do that. Many of you asked me about suggestions for May. Last year was my first year of Flosstube. I was doing Flosstube for the first time. And instead of doing Mania, which has been a regular event during the for the cross stitch community, I decided to do Mental Health May. I will be doing that again this year, starting on May the 1st. And so a lot of you asked for suggestions on different charts. So the first, what I'm going to show you is what I will be stitching on for Mental Health May. and that is Waxing Moon Designs, and it is called Stitching Each Day. And so this is what I will be working on for Mental Health May. I do not believe that this is an out of print chart. If you would like to stitch along with me with this chart, I can check and see. I know I know it's not out of print. Let me just say it that way. So check with your local needle workshops and your online shops and see if you can find a copy if you would like to stitch it with me. The called for fabric is a 30 count parchment linen by Weeks Dye Works, and it calls for Weeks Dye Works flosses with 1 gentle arts, and they also do offer a DMC conversion. This is what I'll be stitching on for that. I also did pull one other chart, and I just I have the fabric for it. I just decided that I was going to wait to start this one. But another good chart for Mental Health May would be Lindy Stitches, and it's called Beautiful Things. And the saying is, "Oh, my darling, it is true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too." This chart really speaks to me because for a long time, and I had very low self-esteem, and so this chart speaks to my to that problem that I have for myself. It is, however, a very large project, and right now I just don't want to start another big project. The stitch count on it is 217 by 172, and I am stitching. I have the fabric for it already. I am going to be, when I start it, I will be using a 16 count Ada by Mystic Fabrics, and it's called Diversity. So I went through my stash and pulled out some charts that I thought would be great for Mental Health Awareness Month for May. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's why I started the SAL last year. There is a hashtag, and when we get to May, I will make sure to repost the hashtag for everyone that would like to join in. I do know that Lynn X Stitches Creates will be joining me, and also Proverbs 31:22. I just watched her video. Shelly will also, they participated last year also with the Mental Health Awareness Month SAL and hashtag. So I pulled some charts from my stash that I thought spoke to mental health awareness, and so I am also going to be giving them away. So the first chart that I pulled was Lizzie Kate's, and it's called Prayer Connection. And it says prayer, world's best wireless connection. I am a praying woman, and so prayer has really brought me through a lot of depression issues, self-esteem issues, abuse issues that I have had over my lifespan so far. And so I thought that that would also be a good one to do for mental health. The second chart I also picked is another Lizzie Kate, and it says, wear a smile, one size fits all. And this will be, so prayer is number one, and wear a smile is chart number two. The next chart, I got a lot of Lizzie Kates right here. I have already stitched this one, and it is chart number 3, and it is Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. And if you recall, last year I finished this on a butterfly, on a metal butterfly. So this is number 3. Number 4 is actually a complimentary chart. This chart is my gift to Stitchers, and it is not to be sold, and it may not be reproduced without the designer's permission. Okay, so the 4th chart I am going to be giving away is by Sue Hillis, and it is put on your big girl panties and deal with it. So that's chart number 4. Chart number 5 is also another Lizzie Kate, and it is Let Your Love Be Your Guide. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 is Erase the Roof. And it says, find your joy and keep it close. So these are 6 of the charts that I chose that spoke to me. When I was reading through the comments, and a number of you asked for suggestions. These were some that spoke to me as suggestions. There are others out there. I stitched last year for my inaugural piece, and it said, my therapist knows of you. And it was by Stitch Joy. They have a Facebook group, and they also have an online, and it's stitchjoy.com, and you can look for that piece also there. I have not been back to that site since I finished my piece, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll insert it here. If I don't find a picture of it, I will bring it and show it next week on my video, because I loved it. I stitched that on beautiful fabric, and I remember using Leo and Roxy variegated floss for the first time on that piece. So that's my announcement for Mental Health Awareness May. And now okay. So another announcement that I have is for the designer focus. Garon, it's the hashtag Garon Designer Focus on Facebook and Instagram. And next month, for the month of May, it is Blackbird Design. And so I would like for you to all start thinking about which blackbirds. I know several of you probably have lots of blackbirds. I, however, don't have very many. But I have one that I am going to work on. I believe I have a total of 3 Blackbird designs. But For my birthday, Glenn purchased a Blackbird design for me, and I am going to be stitching it for the month of May. So it's all 3 stockings, and I am going to start with the winter cardinal, cardinal, winter flower. Here's a picture of what all 3 of them look like. And I know several people have been stitching these stockings. This is not new. I was actually supposed to start this as a birthday start, I believe, this year, and started something else. So, oh, I started Capricorn for my birthday. So I will be starting this stocking here, and the name of that stocking is Winter Carnation. Yes, because the carnation is the flower of the month for January. So I'll be starting Winter Carnation. I'm hoping that I can pick up the called for fabric, but I don't think I can. I'll just be picking up a 30 count fabric because that's what it's called for, is 30 count. So that is my Blackbird for May for the Garon Designer Focus. Okay, so I am also going to be doing my plans now. In case you have tired out, it's I'm up to 1 hour and 3 minutes, 1 hour and 3 seconds. No, 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to explain what my plans are going to be for this coming week. I am going to be making it a point to come back next week. It will be on Wednesday, however. I am off today, and so it made sense for me to go ahead on and record this video today. But next week, I will be back on Wednesday. So this week, I will be working on the mouth of the flower during the evening hours, in the evening after work. My morning stitching I'll be working on those acrostics for bookmark, because I only usually have 30 to 45 minutes before I have to start work. And that will, even though it's not a full day, I'm counting it as a day of stitching for those projects, because I need to keep moving forward on them. And on Sunday, the last Sunday of the month, which is the 24th, I will be working on my seasonal sun sign in the Garon Zoom group again. And those are my plans. One more plan is to get my StitchCon Small completed so that I can get it to the finisher. I'm going to have it finished by Keepsakes, so I need to get that completed so that I can get it down there so that they can work their magic and sprinkle fairy dust all over it and do all the wonderful things and get it back so that I can finish packaging it up and have it ready for StitchCon. I am going to be at Weekend A. So please, please, please do not hesitate to come up and say hello, give me a hug if you feel comfortable doing that. I met so many wonderful people last year and fangirled over so many Flosstubers that I am super excited already to get back to seeing some friends and making some new friends. So I am going to pause for just 1 second and get everything cleaned up so that I can go through my haul. So I'm first going to start with Stitchy Kindness. I am truly a blessed person in this community. First to have met so many wonderful people, and then to have those people show the generosity that they have just has overwhelmed me. So when I went to Keepsakes on April the 2nd, my friends Tony and Sharon showed up, and of course Miss Susan and Miss Lenny and Miss Barbara, and we had a full table. It was a very busy day, and I had a great day. I need those days to spend with my friends, because 99% of my time is with Albert. I love Albert, but he's not human, even though he sometimes thinks he is. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to finagle how to get my chart standing up, and Miss Sharon reaches in her bag and pulls out this stand and says, "You can have it." And so it is magnetic. It, you put the little thing on and it adjusts the way that you need it to be. And so thank you so very much, Miss Sharon. I use it all the time here at the house, even though it was going to be put in my stitchy bag and that's where it would live, but it's actually been living right here on the kitchen table, and I have been using it every month. It really is handy because I can put needle minders on it and it holds the chart, unlike the bamboo stand that I purchased. And I have another stand, but it's actually too large. So it is perfect, and I use it every day, and I appreciate it. Also, while I was down at Keepsake, someone brought in some charts, and they pulled this one especially. The ladies at the shop pulled this especially for me. It is called My Waldock. It is by Waldock Designs, and it is designed by Mary Margaret Waldock. I don't know if she's still producing charts, but it is it's a chart of the landmarks of the time for Columbus, Ohio. It is a hand-drawn chart, so it is on a huge piece of paper, and all of the symbols are hand-drawn. And I am going to be stitching this. I don't know when I'm going to start it. Maybe next year. Maybe on Columbus Day this year, I can get a start in on it. But it is a beautiful chart, and it has a lot of the monuments and symbols, monuments and places that I know from growing up in the city of Columbus. So that is one of the Stitchy Kindness that they pulled for me down at the shop. The other is this beautiful piece of fabric. This is actually Stitchy Kindness from Miss Susan, who is a dear friend and spoils me rotten. And I love her. This is a 28 count linen by Mystic Fabrics, and it's called Unity. And it's pretty spot on with the color. I don't have, oh, that's really blowing it. Oh, there we go. I don't really have any plans for this fabric at this time. However, it will sit nicely in my stash. And then one more piece of stitchy kindness from Miss Susan. She has gotten a Cricut. She got a Cricut for Christmas. A Cricut? Yes, a Cricut. And so she makes all kinds of little things. She's made stickers, bags, all kinds of stuff. And so this April the 2nd, when I went down, she had made everyone a bag that said Saturday Stitching Shenanigans. And she also made the stickers for it. And Lynn was sitting next to me and she was like, yes, that's the one. And it says Queen of Shenanigans. So thank you so very much, Miss Susan. I will make this my keepsakes travel project bag going forward. So whenever I travel down, I'll just put my travel project in this and I'll be able to pick it right up and go right on out the door with it. My next stitchy kindness. So as you know, or as you have heard, maybe, because I don't know that I've really announced it, I purchased from Heaven and Earth Designs my first hay, and it is Purple Rain, which is a chart depicting Prince, who is my all-time favorite musician. I just, and so my friend EJ helped me figure out how to get Pattern Keeper, how to download all the things, and then she said, I'll dye you a piece of fabric for that. And she did. And I received it in the mail today. And so it is a 18 count piece of fabric. And she dyed it a purple for the DMC color, because that chart, which I'll show it when I need to print off the cover sheet so that I can have a ready-made picture of it already. She said, tell me what DMC color you would like it to be, and I will dye it and send it to you. And she dyed it on Friday, put it in the mail on Saturday, and I received it today. And I have already contacted her and thanked her. She did a wonderful job. There is some modeling in there, but it is awesome. And so, EJ, I really do appreciate you and all that you have done for me this month. I consider you a very good friend, you know that. And so thank you so very much for the support on my first Hate and all the things. So that was all of my stitchy kindness. And now I'm going to go into my haul. I did receive my threads of the month from Fat Quarter Shop. And the first that I'm going to show you is, this is for the month of April, these threads are. Okay, let's start with March. So for March, the Floss Frenzy, which is the Weeks Dye Works Club, this shade is called Olive, Loudon, Oscar, Bullfrog, tarragon, and bark. So these were and I must have gotten them right after my last video, which is why they're still March. But this month's floss frenzy was called Green Smoky. And those are the colors for the Weeks Dye Works Floss of the Month. And for April, it is the next I'm going to show you is called Tropical Blue, and they are by Classic Colorworks. And so this first one is called Green Onion, Barrel Cactus, Saint Bernard, Poblano Pepper, Shamrock, and Bejeweled. And the name of this floss club is Floss Fix. I do not know if they have any openings for their floss club. You could check with their customer service or within the shop if there are openings for these two clubs. So those both were my floss of the months from Fat Quarter Shop. And then I was able to, of course, down on the 2nd, I went to pick up my market order. And so I will show you a little bit of what I picked up. I did get the 4 stickers. Why is there only, oh yeah, okay, 4. The first one is Resting Stitch Face. And I actually also have this chart that I'll be starting at StitchCon, I believe. The next one, these are all by Hands on Design. And the next one is Keep Calm and Cross That Stitch. The next one is Keep Calm and Bind That Quilt. And this one is Resting Beach Face, which I am thinking I might be taking with me in July. But as we get closer to July, I'll let you know what my plans are for that. But those 4 stickers I picked up at Keepsakes. This was part of my market purchase. This was my Nashville Needlework market purchase, and it is Imprints Berries in Bloom by Heart and Hand. And I love her charts. They are just so wonderful. I also picked up Coffee Bird, because if you haven't noticed, I've been picking up a lot of coffee themed items, and I'm going to be using them to redo my kitchen whenever I can get to the point of redoing a kitchen. I picked up the New York Dreamer, and it is called Life Begins with Coffee. I also picked up, this was not, luckily enough, they had, I contacted Miss Barbara, she ordered it for me. So it is an Ink Circles project, and it is called Hyacinthus. I have already partially kitted this up with the thoughts that I would start it this month. However, I am not starting it this month, but I have chosen the fabric for it. I also have partially kitted up this which I picked up at Keepsakes also, and it is Ink Circles Coffee Time. I am loving these monthly charts by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and so I picked up the May one, and I will be starting this. This will be my last new start for this month. I want to get this started so that I can work on it next month. I am getting myself to the point where I just need to stitch it if I love it and not worry about if I'm going to have it done in time enough for the month. Instead of stressing myself out about it. So when I was down, also down at Keepsakes, they had gotten in a lot of the fabric dyers merchandise. And I looked down and there was all of this Fortnite fabric. And so I have decided to start venturing into the 32 count fabric, even though I haven't changed my clubs yet to 32 count, but I'm going to. So I picked up a fat eighth of Fortnite fabrics in 32 count, and it is marvelous. It's a little more teal than that. Yeah, it's still a little more teal than what that is showing also. So that is marvelous. Marvelous, darling, marvelous. And the next one, I'm going to leave my light off so that maybe it'll help with the light. It is a 32 count Fortnite fabric, and it's called Ultra. Oh no, it's called Extravagant. And I also got a fat eighth of that. It's more teal than what it's looking there, but it's pretty. And my last, so I received, sorry. I also received my fabric of the month from Coloring Cotton. And I get a fat quarter of this, and it is a 28 count, and it is called Periwinkle. And I literally gasped when I opened up the package. And of course, it's much. Yeah, that's pretty good. How in the world did I not move that thing out of my way? So that is my Coloring Cotton fabric of the month. And then also just today, she's changed her packaging. Coloring Cotton. She's changed her packaging. Sorry, I was like, la 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 la. And then I also received my Just Cross Stitch for this quarter. This is the June 2022 edition. I have done some looking through here. They do have some nice projects. Right now, I'm just not in the market to do a new start. I will have a huge new start come June. And right now I am like focusing on my June new start. I was trying to find and passed it right up. But I will show you. Actually, I'm not going to start it but I really, really enjoyed this one and this one. So these are the projects that are in this month's issue. In case you don't receive just cross stitch and you want to purchase it in the stores. This will give you a little foretaste of what's in this month's issue. And so that concludes all of my haul, and we are at 1 hour and 26 minutes. I want to thank you all for so much for your caring and kindness. You will never know what it really does mean to me. I find it very humbling to have people that care about me and my mental health, my physical health, all of the things. You'll never know. Also, one other thing, my friend Lynn X Stitches Creates is celebrating her 1-year Flosstube anniversary today. So again, congratulations, Lynn, on your 1-year accomplishment. It is a wonderful thing. I will see you again next week. I make you that promise. I am going to work through my issues and continue to come back and provide you with what I am working on. I thank you for sharing and commenting. If you are so inclined and have been watching my videos but have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I thank you all so very much and have a great stitching week. Bye. Hello everyone, this is Candy again, the 614 Stitcher. I am doing the random comment generator for the Rosewood Manor giveaway charts from March. I have already entered the URL and I am going to start with the number 1 and get comments. There are 7 comments for the number 1, and I am going to start. And Susan Barnes, congratulations. And now I'm going to change the number to 2. Get comments. There are 8 comments for number 2 and start. Michelle Barnett, congratulations. Number 3. There are 6 comments for number 3. Sorry, I'm tripping. Coffee, Wine, and Stitching Time, that is Janelle. Thank you so very much. Congratulations. And now number 4. Get comments. There are 4. Start. Carol Newley, congratulations. And number 5, and there are 2 for number 5, so I will do a second drawing. Get YouTube comments. There are 5 people. Aunt Nancy, congratulations. And I am going to pick another winner. Susan Barnes, you've already won one, so I will choose again. Christine Martinez. I will, congratulations, Christine. If you would all please send me your mailing address to my email, which is in the drop-down box, I will get your prizes out to you once you send me your mailing address. Christine, I do have your mailing address, and so I will get your prizes in the mail to you fairly quickly. Thank you all so very much for entering. I will be having another giveaway again this week.